Hello, we are in A Course in Miracles, Workbook for Students, Part 1 of the Workbook. Lesson 109, I Rest in God. We ask for rest today in quietness unshaken by the world's appearances. We ask for peace and stillness in the midst of all the turmoil born of clashing dreams. We ask for safety and for happiness, although we seem to look on danger and on sorrow. And we have the thought that will answer our asking with what we request. I rest in God. This thought will bring to you the rest and quiet, peace and stillness, and the safety and the happiness you seek. I rest in God. This thought has power to wake the sleeping truth in you, whose vision sees beyond appearances to that same truth in everyone and everything there is. Here is the end of suffering for all the world, and everyone who ever came and yet will come to linger for a while. Here is the thought in which the Son of God is born again to recognize himself. John 3:3. Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. I rest in God. Completely undismayed, this thought will carry you through storms and strife, past misery and pain, past loss and death, and onward to the certainty of God. There is no suffering it cannot heal. There is no problem which it cannot solve, and no appearance but will turn to truth before the eyes of you who rest in God. This is the day of peace. You rest in God, and while the world is torn by winds of hate, your rest remains completely undisturbed. Yours is the rest of truth. Appearances cannot intrude on you. You call to all to join you in your rest, and they will hear and come to you because you rest in God. They will not hear another voice but yours, because you gave your voice to God, and now you rest in Him, and let Him speak through you. In Him you have no cares and no concerns, no burdens, no anxiety, no pain, no fear of future, and no past regrets. In timelessness you rest, while time goes by without its touch upon you, for your rest can never change in any way at all. You rest today, and as you close your eyes, sink into stillness. Let these periods of rest and respite reassure your mind that all its frantic fantasies were but the dreams of fever that had passed away. Let it be still and thankfully accept its healing. No more fearful dreams will come now that you rest in God. Take time today to slip away from dreams and into peace. Each hour that you take your rest today, a tired mind is suddenly made glad. A bird with broken wings begins to sing. A stream long dry begins to flow again. The world is born each time you rest and hourly remember that you came to bring the peace of God into the world, that it might take its rest along with you. With each 5 minutes that you rest today, the world is nearer waking. And the time when rest will be the only thing there is comes closer to all worn and tired minds, too weary now to go their way alone. And they will hear the bird begin to sing and see the stream begin to flow again, with hope reborn and energy restored to walk with lightened steps along the road that suddenly seems easy as they go. See Cameo 31, the ones who are experiencing hope reborn and energy restored and can now walk with lightened footsteps, are the formerly worn and tired minds who have been too weary now to go their way alone. The reason their hope is now reborn is that they have heard the bird with broken wings begin to sing, and seen this stream long dry begin to flow again. You are indirectly responsible for their renewal because the bird and the stream were restored by your hourly 5 minutes of resting in God. You rest within the peace of God today and call upon your brothers from your rest to draw them to their rest along with you. You will be faithful to your trust today, forgetting no one, bringing everyone into the boundless circle of your peace, the holy sanctuary where you rest. Open the temple doors and let them come from far across the world and near as well. Your distant brothers and your closest friends, bid them all enter here and rest with you. 173, see Cameo 31, the Priestess. You rest today within the peace of God, quiet and unafraid. Each brother comes to take his rest and offer it to you. We rest together here, for thus our rest is made complete. And what we give today we have received already. Time is not the guardian of what we give today. We give to those unborn and those passed by, to every thought of God, and to the mind in which these thoughts were born and where they rest. We remind them of their resting place each time we tell ourselves, I rest in God. And I will open the commentary now by Alan Watson and Robert Perry. I rest in God. The purpose of this lesson is to rest in God, untouched by the storms of the world. Every hour on the hour are the practice periods for 5 minutes, and I'll do a separate meditation. This exercise is a meditation in which you sink into stillness by using the line, I rest in God. Let that line draw you into a rest in which you have no cares and no concerns, in which the turmoil of the outer world cannot touch you. While in this state, call to all your brothers, your distant brothers, and your closest friends, and welcome them into the holy temple within where you rest with God. Realize that their rest will deepen and complete yours. Try to remember this idea frequently. Repeat the idea, realizing that you are not only reminding yourself of your resting place, but reminding all sons of God of their resting place, including those no longer in the body and those not yet born. Try repeating the idea now while holding in mind the sense that I am reminding every mind of its true resting place. I rest in God. Whenever you face a problem or experience suffering, repeat the idea, knowing it has power to heal all suffering, solve all problems, and carry your past storms and strife into the peace of God. Incredible power is ascribed to your practice of today's idea. See especially the first 3 paragraphs. Not only for you, but for everyone. Repeating today's idea has power to call every mind to rest along with you, including those who came in the past or haven't come yet. Paragraphs 6 and 7 relate an inspiring scenario. Your 5 minutes bring healing to an injured bird and a dry stream. Then a tired mind, so weary that he's not sure he can carry on in life, hears the bird start singing and sees the stream start flowing. And witnessing this rebirth, that mind and strength and hope to carry on. and witnessing this rebirth gives that mind the strength and hope to carry on. Whether or not we think this specific scenario will happen, we need to realize that our practice has the power to spark effects like these. Commentary. This lesson epitomizes what so many of the lessons are trying to get me to do, simply to take a little time out of my day to rest in God, to be quiet, to be at peace, to sense the stillness that lies at the depths of my being, placed there in creation by God. To do this, not just once in the morning, but often during the day, repeatedly, reminding myself that this peace, this serenity of being is my natural state, while the frenzy of distractedness, the ping-pong of opposing thoughts that so habitually occupies my mind, is what is unnatural. What has seemed to me to be normal has been nothing but frantic fantasies that were but the dreams of fever that has passed away. There is a place in you where this whole world has been forgotten, where no memory of sin and of illusion lingers still. There is a place in you which time has left and echoes of eternity are heard. There is a resting place so still, no sound except a hymn to heaven rises up to gladden God, the Father and the Son. Where both abide are they remembered. Both. The changelessness of heaven is in you so deep within that nothing in this world but passes by unnoticed and unseen. The still infinity of endless peace surrounds you gently in its soft embrace, so strong and quiet, tranquil, in the might of its Creator, nothing can intrude upon the sacred Son of God within. And that text is from chapter 29. And here I rest in God. Here I breathe the air of heaven. Here I can remember what I am. The lesson tells me of wondrous things that come up from my willingness to take these times of rest. These moments of quiet are not for me alone. They are my mission for the world. Through them, I am bringing peace to every mind. Our practice times are no small thing to be lightly skipped over. The author places extraordinary importance on them. He says they bring the end of suffering for the entire world. He tells us there is no suffering nor any problem they cannot solve. Through these times, we are calling all the world to join us in rest. Every time we rest, we heal the world. We gladden a tired mind, give song to a wounded bird, and give flowing water to dry stream beds. I came to bring the peace of God into the world. This is my trust, my sacred mission, my reason for being. Jesus asked me to open the temple doors and let them come from far across the world and near as well. Your distant brothers and your closest friends, bid them all enter here and rest with you. This is what I'm doing each time I stop the mental chatter and sit quietly and rest in God. I am like Buddha, casting his compassion on the world. I am Buddha. I am Christ. I envision myself as a cell in a cosmic body, a body that has been invaded by a deadly virus. The virus of antagonism, of disharmony, of hatred, envy, and strife. The virus of bitterness, sorrow, and pain. The virus of despair, depression, and death. As I take my time of rest, it is as if this little cell has discovered how to produce the antitoxin, the remedy for the virus, the peace of God. And the connecting current of our shared thoughts is the bloodstream that carries this antitoxin to other cells. I have a feeling I'm mispronouncing that word. Who absorb it and begin in turn to produce this healing substance. Peace of mind, the antitoxin for the world. It is for this I have taken birth. It is for this I am here, and nothing else. Through these simple practices, we bring healing to all of time, past and future. Time is not the guardian of what we give today. We give to those unborn and those passed by, to every thought of God, and to the mind in which these thoughts were born, and where they rest. We remind them of their resting place each time we tell ourselves, I rest in God. I love you. Thank you.